Hi there and welcome to the Barbara Young channel. Now, a little while ago I went thrifting, as I'm always doing, and came across a nice garment that I did buy, and it is this dress. Yeah, it's a bit, well, I don't know, plain, is it? Now it's got some shirring on the top. It's a strapless dress, one of those ones where obviously it's meant to obviously pull round on the bust line on the top and just sort of hold itself up, and then is very long and billows out at the skirt section. So it's just a very simple, basic, plainish dress, summer dress thing, and I thought, yeah, it looks quite nice. It's quite a simple thing. It's not my style. It's not my sort of thing. It's not what I would go for. But the reason for going for this is the fact that it has, well, a lot of material in there. As you can see, there's a lot to play with on that for a skirt, for a dress. I could turn it into many things. So, you know, it's from a high street shop originally, and as you can see, it's got this sort of light beige, almost like what I would call a biscuit brown colour, which is okay, but it doesn't lend itself well to doing much, does it? Now let me have a look at the label, because it is, if I remember rightly, 100% cotton, which I shall just confirm. Made someplace else for a high street shop, and it is, yes, 100% cotton. So that's brilliant. I do always try to go for cotton if I can find it, because one, it's so much easier to work with than other materials. It does have some structure to it, and it's also nice and wearable because it's nice and breathable. So yeah, so there we go. That is one dress. Now, what am I going to do with this thing? Well, now that's the thing, see. I could, I suppose, turn it into something like a little top, maybe, and completely rework it. Or I could maybe just take it apart and then put it back together as a basic skirt. So I've got this, just a nice long skirt with a bit of flow to it, summery skirt, because it's quite a lightweight material. It's not heavy at all. Yeah, I'd say it's quite a lightweight cotton. So those are a couple of ideas. Or the third idea, which is what I'm probably going to go with, is I could turn it into nightwear. Another, you know, night shirt, nightie or something like that, because being 100% cotton, it's really nice and breathable. And the other thing is that, as I just said, the colour is a bit, yeah, okay. You know, I've seen I've seen computers of this colour before. You know, the old light beige box that you used to get in the corner when back in the sort of 90s and early 2000s, you get your computer and it would be this colour. I suppose if you lived back then, were around with a computer and had this dress, then you could probably merge in with it all, I suppose, but never mind. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, possible nightwear, I think. That's what I'm tending to think of. So what I'll have to do is get a couple of drawings sort of done. I mean, have a work out an idea of what I can do with this and how I can do it. But first of all, I suppose I'll have to take it apart. Now, there is a lot of shirring at the top here, and my thought is, do I just cut it off there, or do I actually take the shirring out and see what I've got? Because that will give me more material and a little bit more, as it were, room to play with. So, yeah, a couple of thoughts there, but first off, take it apart. Well, I finally got it taken apart. Two pieces, a front and a back, and then this was the piece that went round the top, which actually will work out very good for some straps, which is what I'm planning on doing, hopefully. Yeah, it was not too bad. didn't take me too long to take apart, with the shearing that I had to take out as well. Just the best part of a day. But never mind, it is in pieces now, which I say in pieces, it's a front and a back and that bit there, so not a lot to take apart really, but it was actually quite well constructed, which meant that I had to try and pull it all apart nicely. I could have just cut the seams out, but I wanted to keep as much material as possible so I didn't lose anything really. So that's why it took me so darn long. But yeah, this is the front piece. So now I've got to decide what I'm actually going to do with it. So as you can see, it comes up quite high and it comes down very low. But my idea really is to have it come to about that point there. And effectively, because it's going to be a night dress, is what I've decided on, then what I really need are effectively rectangles, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do rectangle on the front, so it's going to be square across the top, with that piece that I had to create some straps, and it's long enough, I think, you know, it's quite a long piece, so I can make 2 straps out of that. With the similar on the back, but that back will be lower. And then really, if what I think about it, I do 2 rectangles, a section for the bodice, which should also be rectangle, and make sure it's wide enough to accommodate a bit of room. Because of the length of it, I can bring that up a little bit, so it's below my knee. Can't quite see that in the shot, but it will be just below my knee, which means I'll also then have enough material, hopefully, to take out from the top to create a facing for what will be the top section, so I can have a facing piece inside on the front and the back, which will help to secure those straps. So really what I've got to do now is sit down and draw out some rectangles and do some measurements to find out what's going to work for me, and what I'm going to need to do to actually make this fit. So really I need to make a bit of a pattern, but as I say, rectangles will be the name of the game with this one until I get to the point where it'll be like the skirt section, which will drop hopefully from my natural waist, and that will just flare out. What I'll also do is I'll take it down to the natural hem, to the hem that was already there, because it's already turned up, so I'm just going to use that as my hem and just take the shape down to that, and then when I stitch it up, I haven't got to do a hem then, have I? That's a great way of doing it. So hopefully I will pretty much use up most of this material with only a little bit left. But first of all, I need to draw out a plan of exactly, well, sort of like around about what I want to do. Well, I've finally managed to get my pattern drawn out and put on the paper. It is quite a simple pattern really. I kept it as basic as I possibly could. So what I've got is on the front, as you can see, it does sort of shape out from what should hopefully be the waistline, and then I've just curved it in for the arm at the front. This being the front, and it's cut on the fold, so that's quite simple, and then the back being lower. So there we go. So as you can see, I don't have that extra bit for the back, it just comes straight across what will be sort of the middle of the back, hopefully. And again, yes, just flares out. It's quite nice and simple. I don't want it to be fancy or have lots of shaping. It is meant to be a nightie, so it needs to have a certain amount of looseness to it. I'm also going to be doing a facing on the inside at the top. So again, a piece for the back, quite simple, say cut on the fold, nice and simple, just a straight piece across the back that will join up with what will be a facing piece on the front. So there we go, just 4 pieces, 5 pieces really, because I haven't done a piece for the strap, but then with the straps I've already got a long piece that I'm just going to cut in half and make some straps, and then when I put the facing piece in, obviously I will tuck in the straps, so as this gets sewn in, it will sew the straps in there at the same time. So obviously I just need to make sure I get the straps sort of like in the right position, the right length that I want before I sew it in, because otherwise a bit of a pain to sort of adjust it. But then I don't want it too tight or anything, but they won't be adjustable, so I do need to make sure I sort of get that worked out before I stitch it up. So next I need to get and cut this out, don't I? I need to get it on the material and cut those pieces out so I can start putting it together. Now I've got my facing pieces sorted out. This is the front bit and the back bit, and I've just stitched them together so that it just goes all the way around. I've just hemmed it as well, so that's all ready, and then all I've got to do is fit it into the onto the main garment, of which what will happen is I will match up this edge going all the way round with just a small seam. I need about 1 centimetre. That's 10 mil. I don't know what that is in old money, but there you go. And in the process I'll need to put in the straps as well as I do that part. So I've yet to work out how long my straps are going to need to be. I'm not sure as yet. It's going to be a bit of a hit and miss process. But yeah, the facing piece is done. So basically now I need to get the side sewn up. There's not much to this, is there really? There are not many pieces. So get the sides done up, and then I can start to work out fitting in the facing and getting the strap positioning right, because that'll be the part that I really have to work on. So yeah, I better get on with it really, and see how quickly I can get this done. Well, it's coming along quite nicely. I've got it together, got the sides together. Basically it's just the front and the back, and they're together. What I've also done is I've put in this this lace piece, which is the point where this side seam sort of flares out. It just goes across. I've got it on the front and back. I might decide to put some trim through, so I can put it through and use it as a bit of a tie, so I can sort of maybe pull that in and gather it. I don't know. I haven't got anything to put in there as yet, but it's always possible that that's what I could do with it. I don't know. So now what I've got to do is attach the facing onto it, which is this, and the straps, because they've got to go on at the same time. But I'm going to attach them from the back and then try and, well, I don't know, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this, but somehow I've got to work out how much length I want with these. So I've yet to work out how I'm going to determine that, but yeah. So what I need to do is to stitch on this facing piece, or at least around the back and the sides, and then work out how to get the length on it. Yeah, but yeah, coming along quite nicely. Well, I'm nearly there. I've just got these straps to sort out. They're already attached at the back, but I need to attach them at the front. So what I've done is I put the facing in, but I've not stitched it along this front top piece. So what I need to do is, as I've done, sort of pull them over, get them to about the right place, which is looking good, because I want this to be up but not right on my neck, but at the same time I don't want it to be right down here. So this feels about right. So what I need to do now really is to measure what this strap is, mirror it on that side so they're both even, and then just stitch along this part here, which finishes putting in that facing piece and the straps. And then I probably do need to actually top stitch just to make sure that this facing piece stays in place and doesn't move about, because then it'll be nice and comfortable when I'm actually wearing it. And then the only other thing to finish off then will be hemming it, and it'll be done. So almost there. And here we finally are, completed. One nightie, I suppose. Call it a, I don't know, a bit like a nightie dress really, isn't it, more than anything? But it is been designed to be a nightie, to be worn as a nightwear. So there we go. I think it's come out really nice. Nice little straps that have come out quite nice. You know, it's, yeah, I like it. It's come out really, really lovely. It is a little bit baggy here, but then that's the whole idea. I wanted it to have this bagginess slightly, to have room, because obviously when you're sleeping, you want some room to be able to movement. You don't want it to be so clingy you can't get comfortable, but there you go. I've got the facing piece, which comes down to about here and goes round on the back. You know, and the straps are sitting really nicely, nice basic, just little straps, and they just help to keep it steady, I suppose, and in place. So yeah, all in all, a nice little make. I've got this little detail here as well with that bit of lace trim. I might put some something else so it'll weave through to give a contrast, something I could use as a bit of a tie to gather it in a little, even though I don't think it really needs that. As I say, I want that looseness in there because I want it like that, and that's how I envisaged it being. So yeah, all in all, I think it's come out really nice, even though it's taken me several days to make, and I could have made it a lot quicker, but that's just how I work. I didn't want it to be rushed. So yeah, all in all, a nice little night clothing item. Yeah, and the colour's fine as well. I don't mind it being this colour because it is just nightwear. I mean, I'm the only one that's going to see it, isn't it? Well, and you lot as well, but there we go, one nightie. So there you have it, one night dress, all completed and done, and it fits really nicely. It's nice and comfortable, a certain amount of bagginess and looseness on it, but at the same time has a certain amount of structure. So yeah, very nice, and it's 100% cotton, a little bit of detailing there with that lace trim, and yeah, okay, so it's a ordinary colour, but like I say, it's just nightwear. So yeah, I really enjoyed making it. So I've gone from what is a sheared dress with that shirring all at the top there, that was quite long, to a nice nightwear. So yeah, quite a simple design, just a front and a back, and then the facing pieces and two straps, and that's it. So yeah, I quite enjoyed doing that, and I mean, it probably could be done really quickly. I just took my time because I just wanted to take my time and be, you know, try and be sort of accurate with it and not make a mess of it and just try to blast through it quickly. So yeah, yeah, took a few days when really it should have only taken one day, but that's me. I like to take it nice and slowly, not rushing it. Got a few bits left over, not a lot, more bits and that, and some longish strips. So did have some things left over, wasn't a complete zero make, as it were, so some parts left, but there you go. Pretty much a nice upcycle project, dress to night dress. There we go. What more can I say about it? If you like this video, please do give it a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, that way you'll get notifications, especially if you click that bell icon of when my videos come out. Please do comment. I do love reading your comments. I love reading what you think and what your thoughts are, and also what you've been up to as well. So I think it's just left me to say thank you very much for watching my video, and I look forward to seeing my next video. Bye.
Bye.